In the chaos of World War II, victory wasn't always decided by bullets or bombs. Sometimes it was decided by shadows, sounds, and carefully crafted lies. Imagine an army that didn't exist, soldiers made of air, tanks built from rubber, and radio messages designed to deceive an enemy listening closely. This was not a myth. It was real, and it was one of the most secret operations of the entire war. This is the story of the Ghost Army of World War II, the unit that fooled Nazi Germany using nothing but illusion in 1944. As Allied forces prepared to liberate Europe, the stakes were enormous. One wrong move could cost tens of thousands of lives. The Allies knew they were being watched. German intelligence monitored troop movements, intercepted radio signals, and studied every visible change on the battlefield to win. The Allies needed to control what the enemy believed to be true. That's when a top-secret unit was formed under the US Army, with a mission unlike any other: deceive the enemy so completely that they would move their forces in the wrong direction. Officially known as the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, the Ghost Army was made up of just over 1,000 men, but not ordinary soldiers. Many were artists, graphic designers, sound engineers, architects, stage designers, and radio specialists. Some would later become famous painters, fashion designers, and filmmakers. Their battlefield wasn't the front line, it was perception itself. One of their most powerful weapons was visual deception. The Ghost Army created entire fake divisions using inflatable tanks, artillery, trucks, and aircraft. From a distance, and even from aerial reconnaissance, these rubber machines looked completely real. They were positioned strategically in open fields, forests, and roads to suggest massive troop buildups. Sometimes, a handful of men could make it appear if an entire armored division had arrived overnight. But illusion alone wasn't enough. Sound was just as critical. Using massive speakers mounted on trucks, the Ghost Army played carefully engineered audio recordings of real military units. These weren't random noises. They were authentic sounds of tanks moving, soldiers shouting commands, metal clanking, and vehicles advancing. The recordings were adjusted based on terrain, weather, and distance, making them convincing even to experienced enemy listeners. German patrols reported hearing large forces moving nearby, forces that didn't exist. Radio deception took the illusion to another level. Skilled radio operators sent fake messages mimicking the communication style of real units. Each division had its own radio fingerprint, and the Ghost Army studied these patterns in detail. They intentionally made small mistakes, delays, and routine chatter to appear authentic. German intelligence intercepted these messages and confidently tracked Allied units that were, in reality, completely fictional. One of the Ghost Army's most critical operations took place in the days following the D-Day landings as Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy. The Ghost Army helped convince German commanders that a much larger invasion force was gathering elsewhere. By simulating troop movements and broadcasting false signals, they delayed German reinforcements from reaching the real battlefield. That delay saved countless lives. Another major success occurred during the push toward the Rhine River in 1945. The Ghost Army created the illusion of multiple crossings, forcing German forces to spread themselves thin, while the real Allied troops crossed at a different location. Again, deception achieved what firepower alone could not. Perhaps the most remarkable part of the Ghost Army's story is how long it remained secret. After the war, the men were ordered not to speak about their missions for decades. Their contributions were classified. There were no parades, no public recognition. Many veterans passed away before their story was finally declassified in the 1990s. When historians later examined German military records, they discovered something astonishing. Nazi commanders had consistently misjudged Allied strength and positioning exactly as the Ghost Army intended. Entire divisions were moved, delayed, or held back based on illusions created by a few hundred men armed with rubber, speakers, and creativity. The Ghost Army proves that warfare is not just about strength, but about belief. Control what the enemy sees, hears, and thinks, and you can control the battlefield. In a war defined by destruction, this unit mastered deception so perfectly that it changed the course of history without firing a single shot today. The Ghost Army stands as a reminder that some of the most powerful weapons are invisible. If you found this story fascinating, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves hidden history and untold wartime secrets, because sometimes the greatest victories are the ones no one ever sees.